So for week three's assignment, we were asked to pick a current event that we would like to talk about and educate the class on. And with everything that's going on, I did decide to choose COVID-19. This was written back in March, so my research was from some time back then, and there's only been new information and changes since then. So I might not have everything, but what I basically got off the article that I read off of CNN, COVID 19 is a respiratory disease that was first detected in Wuhan, China. So the virus, it originated in animals. Believe that in bats, actually, and it's believed to have occurred in a live animal market. So also referred to as like wet markets in China. The virus transmitted from an animal to a person at that point, which led cases where the virus was transmitted from person to person after that. The virus has now spread to about 90 locations internationally, including the United States. And at that point, when I wrote this, like I said, it was just developing in the United States. So mostly it was in China, which that has changed completely. Something that I've learned actually was that the transmission from person to person was when they were in close contact, closer than about 6 feet apart. It was not airborne, it still isn't airborne. It's more transmitted through droplets of coughs or sneezes from the people around you, or even if they cough or sneeze into their hand and they touch a surface, the virus does live on the surface for quite some time, which can be easily picked up by somebody else. That's why they are actually requesting that they either cover or immediately wash their hands right after, constantly be washing their hands, so that it's not passed on. People showing symptoms are believed to be the most contagious, although there is individuals who do not show symptoms but do have the virus. Some preventions that they advise for is because there was not yet a vaccine or testing at the time, I believe. The best way would be to avoid close contact with people. Don't touch your face, don't touch your eyes, don't touch your nose, which is all the areas that the virus can go into your body through. You should be washing your hands constantly with water and soap for about 20 seconds. Use alcohol, sanitizer, minimum about 60% of alcohol to make sure that the bacteria is killed. Avoid public places and large gatherings. So one thing that I do want to throw in there is that, they did take this really serious and they put everybody kind of on a minimal lockdown in the United States. So you should be trying to do your best to only go out for essential errands and stuff like that. You should use a face mask if you're sick or a healthcare worker. At the time that I wrote this, it was not recommended to wear a face mask if you weren't showing any symptoms or if you weren't sick by the CDC. But now it's actually became mandatory. Some stores don't even let you in unless you do have the mask. Some signs that people have shown with this virus is fevers, cough, shortness of breath. If any of those appear, it's usually between 2 and 14 days after being exposed to the virus, but they advise that you should call your primary doctor prior to going into the doctor's office to be tested. Again, there is no treatment for this, and they're currently working on a vaccine. Not too sure how long that would take them, but they don't have anything new for us from the time that I wrote this current event to now.